Hi, today I'm going to show you how to use our Volt Stick Pro230. Volt Stick are the original inventors of the non-contact voltage detector and were the first to bring it to the market nearly 40 years ago. But the Volt Stick Pro230 is a later edition and is unique to the Volt Stick range. The 230 in Pro230 stands for 230 volts and the Pro indicating it as a more specialist Volt Stick. I'm just going to show you what a few of the markings on the Pro230 refer to. CE and IEC means that the Volt Stick meets all the relevant electrical, safety and environmental standards. Cat 3 1000 volts AC, this means that this Volt Stick has an overvoltage safety rating of 1000 volts in a Cat 3 zone. You will notice the Pro230 has a unique fork tip. The voltage sensor is positioned in the middle of the tip, so the jaws around the tip create a shield. The Volt Stick Pro230 is designed for use with single core cables and not multi-core cables. Or if a multi-core cable is being tested, it will need to be tested one core at a time between the Volt Stick jaws. This means the Volt Stick Pro230 can be used to pick out single core cables in bundles or in fuse boards, trunking and junction boxes, etc. When testing a cable, the Volt Stick will only test the cable between its jaws and will shield surrounding cables, so you can easily check one cable at a time. If the cable is too big to fit between the jaws of the Volt Stick, then there's an adapter which is stored in the end cap. Slot this into the jaws and you can now test larger single core cables. Again, please note the Pro230 is only designed to work with single core cables. Okay, so how to use the Volt Stick Pro230. The most important safety feature of all Volt Sticks in our range is that there's no on-off switch. So the Volt Stick is always ready to use and you're not going to forget to switch it on. It's very important to confirm that your Volt Stick is working correctly before you start work. And the best way to do this is to check the Volt Stick against a known live source in the area where you're about to start. As the Pro230 is very accurate, it needs to be checked against a single core cable or possibly a 2-core mains cable, the type you might use for a laptop or a table lamp. I'll show you how to test if your Volt Stick is working correctly using the 2-core cable from an electrical appliance. Please note anything with more cores will not work as the cable will not fit between the jaws, and if it does, the sensor could still be too far from the live core. Hold the Volt Stick behind the safety guard. Place the jaws of the Volt Stick around the cable, making sure the socket is plugged in and turned on. Move the Volt Stick around the cable until the tip of the Volt Stick illuminates red. If you turn the socket on and off, then the Volt Stick's light should also go on and off. So now we know the Volt Stick's working. Now that you've confirmed your Volt Stick's working correctly, you can repeat this procedure on what you need to test. And when you're finished, double check the Volt Stick was working correctly on that known live source again. And remember, if at any stage you don't get the result you're expecting from your Volt Stick, make sure the batteries are working and replace if necessary. It's also good practice to remove the batteries if the Volt Stick is not going to be used for some time. There are further explanations of the external factors that can affect the results from a Volt Stick in our How to Use a Volt Stick blog. And for more information on this and the whole Volt Stick range, visit our website at www.voltstick.com.